Hey loves, welcome back to my channel. It is Michelle here. I have another video for you guys. As you guys can see from the title, we did a thing. I did a thing. And if you guys been watching the vlogs for a while, you guys probably saw this coming. So I decided to quit my job. Let's talk about it. The more I experience life, the more I realize that this construct called life has everything to do with how we perceive it. The perception we have on life determines the decisions we'll make, therefore influencing the trajectory of our lives. Before I share the reasons why I felt drawn to make the decision I made, and also share with you guys some thought processes that I went through in order to come to the conclusion I made. I really pray that if you've been considering quitting your job, that this video serves as a guide to also help you make the decision that I made, or, deter you from making such decision. But let me tell you guys a quick story about life that has resonated with me so much. There were two friends who lived in a city who came across an advertisement from a company looking for hunters who were willing to go to Alaska to kill wolves for a heavy compensation. The advertisement reported to pay $1 million for each wolf that is killed. These two friends, seeing the opportunity, thought it was a brilliant idea to make money. Therefore, they ventured to Alaska to make some money. Mind you, these are ravenous wolves they would have to kill. Now, these animals can kill you and will kill you without batting an eye. The stakes were high, but with determination, these two friends make it to Alaska and camp out waiting for these wolves. The first night they got there, one of the friends wakes up upon hearing growling sounds outside their tent. He looks out to investigate the matter and sees that they have been surrounded by 5 ferocious wolves. He's immediately frightened and panics and quickly wakes his other friend up. His friend Matthew wakes up to see that indeed they were surrounded by ravenous wolves. But instead of freaking out as the other friend did, he says with so much excitement, "Tom, we're rich." Truly, your perception on life determines how you approach situations. Over the span of 7 years in my career, I have never done such a thing like this. August 26, 2024 was the day it simply had to happen. I sent out my email of resignation in such an informal manner. I quit on the spot, you guys. Effective now. I quit on the spot. I've always considered myself as an ambitious, hardworking woman. I believe in optimal professionalism, but I just couldn't spare to spend an extra second working in this place. Therefore, a difficult decision had to be made. I have worked at 7 different hospitals, experienced various work environments. I've met some amazing people and experienced some major life lessons. I have had moments of feeling like I was not getting well compensated for how hard I was working, to moments of making more than enough. From working in a high stress environment to very chill, mellow work environments. From working every other weekend with a smile to even volunteering to working some holidays. Pushing through painful night shifts and working hectic day shifts. I've done and seen it all. I've experienced many ebbs and flows in my career. Like the Apostle Paul said in Philippians 4, verses 11 through 12. I'm going to be reading it for you guys. For I have learned to be content, whatever the circumstances. I know what it is to be in need, and I know what it is to have plenty. I have learned the secret of being content in any and every situation, whether well fed or hungry, whether having in plenty or in want. Through it all, he came to one conclusion of the matter, which was he was able to be content in every situation through Jesus Christ, who gave him strength. And that resonates with me so much because I felt like I've been able to do a lot of things because God gave me strength, and he was more than capable to give me strength to push through. But in all those years, you guys, I've never felt such an urge to leave a place. When I sat down to reflect on the reasons why I was feeling the way I was feeling, I realized that it had everything to do with my internal conflicts rather than the actual place I was at. People leave jobs for numerous reasons: relocations, low compensation, better opportunity, toxic work environment. People may consider leaving jobs because they have a manipulative, mean, micromanager type boss, or even have mean, conniving, wicked coworkers. These are all traditionally justifiable reasons to want to leave a job. But that was not my reality. I left the job not because it was toxic. If we are talking about toxic, I was a nurse during COVID. I was a nurse during COVID, and I've experienced toxic work environments. I'm built different. I'm tough. I can make it through any situation. It was not necessarily because I wasn't getting well compensated. If I really applied myself, I could have made anywhere from 150 to 180K a year. This really was an internal battle that I had to fight. And the victory came when I chose to focus on my freedom, my purpose, and my goals. I believed that I needed to start doing what I was meant to do instead of doing what I was supposed to be doing. If you are like me and are struggling to make a decision concerning your career, I will be sharing 5 points to consider when you're making such an important decision in your life. If you are in the thick of adulting like me, then you can't just get up and quit your job. Do you have rent to pay? Do you have a mortgage to pay? Are you married? Do you have kids? Are people depending on you to sustain them? These are all things that you really have to consider before abruptly quitting a job. Truly, money does talk. And if the risk is too high, if the stake is too high, then honestly consider staying where you are and wait for the appropriate time to make such a decision. Now consider the benefits. What would be the benefit or the reward of you quitting right now? Will you have more free time? Will you be making more money? What does this free time represent for you? Does you quitting improve your quality of life? Are you going to be sleeping better? Are you going to be eating better? Are you going to be living a more healthy lifestyle? Will it provide more peace in your life? Number 3, be wise and have a backup plan. Wisdom is the application of knowledge understood. Do you have a backup plan when you quit your job? Especially, once again, if you're in the thick of adulthood, although you may want a break from your bills loves you. They do not want a break from you. They will be there waiting for you. I am a critical care nurse, a trauma nurse as a subspecialty, and I've experienced so much as a trauma nurse. I've experienced patients who've experienced just awful traumatic things such as GSWs, gunshot wounds, MVCs or MVAs, motor vehicle accidents, motor vehicle collisions, and a lot of these female patients that I take care of, and as much as their body has been through this traumatic incident, a traumatic event, there is one thing that will always show up for them if it is their time, which is Mother Nature. It does not matter how brutally battered the person's body is. Mother Nature, like clockwork, will always show up. She pops up on duty. She does not understand that sometimes you might want to take a break from her, or things may be going on that you would want to take a break from her. One thing she is for sure going to do is show up. Just like your bills. That is one thing it is going to do. It will show up. Like I said, you might want to break from them, but it will show up. So be wise when you are making such a decision. Have a backup plan. Where is your income going to be coming from? If you do not have a savings stacked up, to experiment, then definitely do not just, abruptly quit your job like I did. It's imperative to have a backup plan. How will you be managing your life when you make such a decision? Although I quit my nursing job, you guys, that was one of the many jobs that I have. I'm still employed somewhere else, and I also, do work for myself sometimes when I feel like it. Number 4, bet on yourself to fulfill your purpose. Is there something that really drives you? Is there a bigger picture to everything you're going through? Do you have this big plan that you want to accomplish? If you do, if you've thought about it, if you've set out practical steps to achieve your goals, then honestly, bet on yourself and follow your purpose. As long as you're applying all the other concepts that I've made, it is imperative that we really go for the life we want, and we should not allow something like a job to hinder or impede on that purpose. So if you are in a place where you can fully bet on yourself, I will highly encourage you to do it, because there's no better time than now. For me personally, you guys, I am 29 years old. I am unmarried. I do not have any kids. If there was a better time to make such a decision, it would be now. If my situation was different and if I had, bigger responsibilities, I do have a mortgage to pay and I do have like bills and car notes and stuff to pay for, but I don't think it's as such a high risk as having a family. So honestly, consider everything. And if it all checks out, then for sure, bet on yourself. Why not? And lastly, know that your time is valuable. If you feel as though that this place you're at, this job you're at, is preventing you from, utilizing your time wisely, then you need to value your time above the job. Once again, after following all the other steps that I've made, if you find yourself not having enough time to really pour into yourself, to really pour into your endeavors or the things that you actually want to do, then I will say that it might be time to make such a decision. But if you're able to multitask, if you're able to work multiple jobs at the same time, then honestly, just wait it out and push through until you get to that point in where you feel like you are capable of making that decision. In closing, you guys, if you find yourself at a crossroads like I was, I hope that the points that I have provided helps guide you into the right path. If it guides you towards the decision that I made, then honestly, I am rooting for you. But if you look at all the points and you realize that you do need to exercise more patience, then I will say, please do not quit your job. Stay where you are until you have everything that I have listed in a row. If you have everything planned out, then proceed to make that decision. But do not just jump the gun and quit your job, you guys. I definitely encourage risk taking, but make sure that it is a calculated risk. Woo! Thank you guys so much for watching this video. So before we close off, so in the past, I would get questions from you guys about nursing. I would get people asking me to mentor them and just to share my mind with them. And honestly, I've never had the time to really sit down and to pour into that side of my skills. So now that I have the time to do that, if you want a consultation with me, definitely go ahead and email me here, and also link my email in the box below. Definitely make the subject of that email consultation so that it draws my attention to that email. I get tons of emails, you guys. So please, if you want a consultation with me, definitely go ahead and email me with the subject as consultation, and I will get back to you within 24 to 48 hours. I am looking forward to really utilizing this time that I have now and really pouring into the things that I feel like God wants me to pour into. Once again, I'm just very, very excited. I am so glad I made this decision, you guys. But yeah, look out for the vlogs for more content. I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Bye.